Good morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday. That's right, it's already Wednesday. Oh my goodness, we are in the middle of the week already because we are trading during a short week, and we have back-to-back short weeks, believe it or not. We have this week is a short week, and then next week, of course, is a short week because we have the New Year's Day as a holiday here for the markets. So good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. If you're here with me either in the Discord or in the YouTube chat, go ahead and say what's up. I have a lot of folks in here this morning. Goodness gracious. We have Grateful Trader, Cash Luna, Zone Scalper, Sarah Redberg, Luckstack, and Matthew Apex. Good morning, everybody. Oh my goodness, we have so many folks in here. Trend Friend, Joe, Mike, there, Trader Page, Larry, Monk, PDJ, Denise, Futures Trading Today, MyStar, Michael, Mark, Joe, Travis, Zero Cool, Stock Trader, Joey, Mike, Carson, Paul, Monk, Alvin, Cole, Tesla Prince, Midland Trader, Tony D. Oh my goodness, we have Lael, Ripper Trader, Fister 5, Camille, G-Lines, Highlight Time, TR, Lake, Frankie, Suarez, Sam, Jello, AU Robert, That Trader Guy, Sean, Gabubot, Zor, Driss, Guarav. We have Monsifin, B Money, Let's Do This, Charlie, Wozni, Richard. Hello, everyone. Good morning. So we are seeing a bit of a push up here in the NQ. I haven't taken any trades. Here's my P&L. I haven't taken any trades yet. Good morning. But yeah, I haven't taken any trades yet. Everybody's talking about crude. Let's check out crude. What's going on in the world of crude over here? Holy smokes, off a cliff. Let's see. Any news? Not seeing anything. Anything OPEC related? When did that happen here? That just happened. 8 o'clock hour. So from 75 down to 74 and spot 30 there. Wow. Holy smokes. NQ is surging here. Let's see if we can find a trade here on the NQ. We were looking at this breakout area right here. Kind of breaking out above over that 30 level. I'm sorry, that 100 level, 30. I don't know where 30 came from. That 100 level, 30, sure, yeah, I'll call it 30 for whatever reason. But yeah, that 100 level, that 100 even, 17,100. We'll see if we can pop on over that level. We were talking about this yesterday at the tail end in the Discord. We were talking about this. I was out getting a Starbucks coffee, S-Bucks, long on S-Bucks there. Getting a Starbucks coffee, and I was chatting with the group, and we're talking about these 77s at auction above 77. We'll go to the 1 minute here, and it had a really nice setup here towards the end of the day. Going back to the end of the day here, so we had a push up, and we have these levels. We drop these levels every single day in the morning memo. If you have a broker like Thinkorswim or Schwab or E-Trade, I'm trying to think, Webull. If you have one of these brokerages, they publish the Market Clubhouse morning memo, usually around, I want to say like 10:30 or 11 o'clock. They usually publish that memo around then. It doesn't have the NQ levels, but it has levels for SPY, triple Q, so you can kind of overlay those on your charts if you want. And we post the NQ levels and the ES levels every single day here in the morning memo, and that comes out for the Clubhouse. I think at, it varies, sometimes it's out at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, usually no later than 8 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time. And we're talking about the 77 level. We had a beautiful breakout, then a retest of the level. And we had some folks that were going long, and we were targeting 108 and a quarter to the top side. Keep in mind, this level didn't exist. It's not like we added the level late in the afternoon. This level was given, 108 and a quarter was given well in the morning before NQ was even thinking about trading close to 108 and a quarter. So we had that beautiful retest of 77. We had a bunch of killers here in the Clubhouse that were nailing that to end off their day, where they took it from 77 all the way to our target of 108 and a quarter. So it was a beautiful, beautiful trade. And then we had that perfect fade back down, and we had some other players here in Clubhouse that caught that on the way back down. So hats off to you folks who caught that in here. There's a beautiful, beautiful setup, beautiful, beautiful trade. So that was a really nice one. So what we're looking at today here, sort of the same thing. We do have some levels above 108 and a quarter. I haven't posted them on this chart yet, but they have been posted there in the morning memo. But yeah, 77's been holding here. That's kind of what we're watching here. 77's been holding. We don't have this overhead supply to deal with anymore from yesterday, but 77's been holding. What we do want to see is this 77 hold, and then us retake this ascending support here to the top side. In fact, why don't I go ahead and just add these levels in while we're here. Let's see, 108 and a quarter. We have 143 above that. We'll just add this right here. 143 and a half, I believe, and then 179 up to the top side here. And there we go. I think it's 170 or 190s actually. 190s evens. Yep, there we go. So yeah, above 108 and a quarter, we're looking for a retest of that to see a potential breakout and then a reclaim of that ascending support there to the top side. So I want to see what happens when we're testing these hundreds here. Keep in mind, we are still in a very low volatility environment here. Extremely low volume, not volatility. Low volume environment, which can stir volatility, but it can make it much more difficult to trade this type of price action too. So keep that in mind. It could be pretty difficult to trade today. We don't have a lot of data coming out. We do have some treasury auctions here in the afternoon. First one kicks off at 1 p.m. And then well, they're both actually at 1 p.m. It's a 5-year note auction and a 2-year FRN auction. And that's a floating rate note or fixed rate note, which way you want to call it. And the MBA mortgage applications that were supposed to be out this morning at 7, MBA came out and said we're not publishing that data until next week. So a pause on the mortgage applications data. We're not getting any of that data out. But we do have both the Dallas Fed and the Richmond Fed that are reporting today, which could be interesting. The Richmond Fed is reporting their manufacturing index, and the Dallas Fed services activity are coming out. And that's going to be at 10 and 10:30 respectively. So not going to be super news heavy today. Again, we talked about this yesterday, but Thursday, tomorrow, is going to be the heaviest news day of the week. We do have the jobless claims coming out. And as we've spoken about multiple times here on the stream, the Fed is really putting in a lot of weight to those jobless claims and looking at the employment numbers and how that relates to inflation. And so it's going to be interesting to see on a lighter volume session how that's going to be received into the market. If we have an outlier print, we should probably see a nice reaction on that. If we have something that is in line with expectations, we may get a reaction, but the likelihood of that we're going to have a lot of volatility off that is definitely lower. Let's see what the expectation is for that read here actually for tomorrow. Good morning, Trader Dean. Good morning, Grateful Trader, Big G-Ski. Good morning, Matthew. Good morning. Let's see. So for the jobless claims, what are we expecting here? The expectation is we're looking at 210,000, and the low analyst forecast is at 207,000. So that's for tomorrow. That's not for today. Just goes to show how little data we actually have coming out today. I see we have about 300 of you folks in here. Make sure you're hitting that lucky like button. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. If we get to 200 if we get to 200 likes today on the video, 200 likes today on the live stream, we will stream into the open and see if we can catch any alpha in there. But if we don't get to 200 likes for some reason, we'll just go ahead and stream on as we always do in the Discord. Good morning there, Chris, Grounds Hero. Good morning, Avery. Good morning, Alvin. Good morning. And good morning, Chris from Ireland. Wow, top of the morning. Well, whatever time it is over in Ireland, it's probably the afternoon there, right? Morning there, Anthony. Yeah, so we'll be watching for the jobless claims tomorrow, and we'll have to see whether or not that is going to stir up any volatility. Outside of the jobless claims, we do have the November pending home sales, and home sales should be interesting. Like I said earlier, we didn't get the mortgage applications out this morning. The MBA said, no, we're not releasing that until next week. So mortgage applications will be out next week, but pending home sales will touch in on the real estate market a little bit. And we have seen mortgages starting to decline a little bit. We've seen pending home sales, new home sales starting to decline just ever so slightly. I think we had a slight uptick on the last read for new home sales, which was sort of a surprise, but not really. So it will be interesting to see the pending home sales tomorrow as well. We also have a 4 and 8 week bill auction. So short-term fixies going off tomorrow. And again, that's for Thursday. We also have a 7-year note auction to cap off the day at 1 p.m. tomorrow. And then Friday is going to be pretty slow. We only have the Chicago PMI, the Purchasing Managers Index out tomorrow at on Friday rather at 9:45. So very light in the data schedule. We get Monday off as well, and then that's going to be the start of the new year. It's going to start on January 2nd for traders, and that's going to be where we kick off 2024. And I would say that week should bring in a lot more volume, but by the second week of January, that's when we're going to be in the full swing of things. And the more volume that we have in the market, the easier it is for you as a trader to trade through that environment. On a low liquid environment, a low volume environment, it can stir high volatility and create unpredictable moves in the market. So just make sure that when you're trading, if you are trading these next few weeks, that you're keeping an eye on volume because, and I'm going to keep saying this stream after stream, it's very important to keep an eye on that volume because if you don't have volume, you can get really messed up on a move where there's a large player that comes in, can control the tape, control the movement of the market, and you'll be left kind of holding the bag, so to speak. 312 minutes in. I remember when we had to get 300 likes to get the morning draw going. Keep up the good works. Wait, hold on. Let's see here. Are we 143? So we're at 143 likes. I thought we were at 300 likes already. That would be insane. So we got about 50. I think you're talking about the viewers, right? The viewers. So let's see if we can get 40 more likes here to keep the party going here. But yeah, I do expect also viewership to go up in the next couple of weeks as we do have more and more participation in the market. There's still a lot of folks that are on vacation, and all you need to do is look at the volume column in your charts and see that there is very low participation right now. So, and that's just the way it's going to be. It's just the way it is. As bad as I'd love to go crazy into this market and start layering in a big size trade, you have to just wait for the market to set up for you. And if you come to find that in your trading, you know, there's some folks that are really good at scalping. There's some folks who are really good at swing trading. And you'll come to find that if you look at your best trades, and you should be tracking all of your trades, whether through journaling software or just, you know, doing it by hand and, you know, opening up Google Docs or a physical notepad, but tracking all of your trades, it's really easy to do with journaling software because it makes it sort of automated. But you can go back and you can look at some of your best wins, your best plays. And unless you have a specific strategy that relies on low volume situations, most of your trades are going to be going off in nominal volume situations where you have regular volume, things are happening, the market is functioning, it's moving as it should. And you will probably understand that, you know, if you're looking at your data, at least in my case, most of my trades that are larger trades where I have, you know, bigger wins and high multiples of R's, risk reward, you know, if you're looking at those types of trades, you'll often find that there's a lot of volume that's in the market at those times. For instance, a lot of the trades that I love to trade are news trades or economic data trades, FOMC trades, news related trades that are related to the cycle that we're currently in. And there's a lot of volume that's going into those moves. And those are the types of moves that I like to play. I'm rarely playing these lower volume, lower liquidity moves because they're less predictable. And as a trader, it's interesting. We have a real special thing as traders that you don't really get in other sports or other activities or even other professions, right? Let's imagine that you own a sports management firm and you're working with clients. If a good client comes along, you're very, very happy about it, but you're going to have to pick up other clients along the way, right? If you're a sports management company, you're picking up clients, you want to have a large roster of clients for your agents. Well, you can't really just only pick the big dog clients. You can't pick out the best sports stars in the world. You have to pick out other ones. In trading, you know, it's the same thing. In trading, it's the opposite thing, right? You don't have to take every single trade that comes across your desk. You can be extremely selective in your trading. It's like, you know, if you're a tennis player, if a shot is coming over the net at you and that's not going to be a perfect hit that you're going to be able to smash back, you can't just let the ball go and say, well, I'm going to wait for a better ball to come at me and hit that ball back. And you can't wait for that. You're going to lose the point, right? In trading, it's completely opposite of those things. You can wait for the best setup in the possible day. You can wait for that to come to you, and then you can take your swing. You don't have to take every swing that comes across the plate, right? In baseball, you have to. Like if the ball is coming at you and it's going to be a strike, you got to swing at it, right? Otherwise, you're going to get hit with a strike. You have to take the swing, but in trading, you don't. It's the opposite of all of these things. So if you're patient about waiting for these things, you're patient about waiting for your very specific and perfect setup, you will see that your P&L will grow, your consistency will grow. If you're taking every single swing under the sun, then you're going to be stacking up these little small losses or even large losses, and those are going to affect your bottom line. Trading is very unique in that sense where you don't have to be swinging at every single pitch that crosses the plate. You don't have to be returning every single volley that goes across the net. You don't have to be picking up every single client that comes into your agency. You're very selective, and the more selective you are, the more confidence you're going to have, because if you're taking really selective and good setups, then the best part about it is that when you actually nail those setups, they're probably going to produce a good R multiple. They're going to have a high risk reward, high reward for you. And you're going to build confidence because you're not taking trash setups. You're not just swinging it only any old pitch. You're not returning any old volley. You're focusing on really nice trade setups, really high yielding trade setups, and that will build your confidence in turn. And the next time that you have a really nice setup, you won't have hesitation. You'll take that setup, you'll smash it right across the net. You'll have that perfect setup. Imagine if every single tennis shot that came over the net to you was a perfect lob that you could then hit with a smash, right? Imagine that. That's how your trading can be. You don't have to take every single volley that comes over. Wait for that perfect setup where the ball is just in slow motion in midair, and then you can go and you can smash that thing. You're gonna lose trades, but the confidence that you have when you nail those perfect setups and nail those perfect trades, that will stack and it will go over and over and over, and you'll have that confidence where that perfect setup comes and you hit it without hesitation. And that's really honestly what you should be focusing on. That's really what you should be focusing on as a trader. Focus on taking those really good lob shots that are perfectly set up for you, where you're very confident in them, you can size into them, and you can be perfect with it. And that's why I love trading futures. I love trading futures because you get so many of those opportunities. It's really easy to identify when there is no opportunity. And the worst part about it, the worst thing that can happen to you if you're super disciplined, is that you just miss a trade. You don't lose any money, you lose potential profits, right? EV, expected value, but you don't actually lose any money by missing a trade. And if you're patient enough and you're only taking really good setups, your losses should be minimal on the trades that you're losing because your stop losses are in a place that makes sense, right? Be very, very patient. Annabelle says, summarize in one word, patience. Be extremely, extremely patient. The setups will come to you. And when those setups come, you don't hesitate and you take them with confidence. You repeat that process over and over and over, and you'll find that it will build your confidence, it'll build your bankroll, it'll build your P&L, it'll build your win rate percentage. And if it's not, then you have something wrong with your setups. That's a whole different story, but try that process. Try to be extremely patient. Don't worry about if you're missing a trade, because there's gonna be another trade right around the corner, and that's where it's gonna be. So that's my little rant this morning. We have a nice flavor of Celsius this morning. We're working with, what do you guys have over there? We have, let's see here, Celsius. We got the, what is that? Watermelon. I was going to say grape. I'm all over the place. We're talking about 30s at hundreds. We're talking about grapes when it's clearly a watermelon. Joe's got the same thing. Got the watermelon sparkling. I love this one. All right, so we are pushing up to these hundreds here. I do want to see if we can come up to 108. If we get up to 108 here and we actually tag that 108 and we come back down, we could see a nice short back down to around 85 or even 77 to the downside here. We're just in that very low liquid, low volume environment right now. And honestly, taking a trade from this area is going to be lower on the probability that we're going to win a trade. You can get very lucky in trades like this, but again, this goes back to what I was talking about. If we don't have the perfect environment for a trade, we probably don't want to be looking at taking a trade until we have that perfect setup. So let's see if this perks up and holds these hundreds here. We are kind of cresting over. We had this kind of topping area earlier right there, and that was at 215 this morning. So we had a topping area at 215. That's kind of what we're interacting with, that liquidity that we had at 215 in the morning there. Got a coffee with hot water mixture. Nice coffee bean with hot water mixture. That's nice. It sounds like is that different than a regular coffee? It sounds like good old-fashioned coffee there. So we are breaking out above there. What was the high on that London high there? What was that? The high was 100.75, so we're at 102 right now. So we are having a small little breakout. Not a lot of volume coming in. We had some volume on that burst up over, probably some stops being popped there, but not a lot of violence here. A violent move, you'd really see it across the tape here. Let me see what account I want to trade. Definitely not trading my live account. Like I said, I'm not going to be trading my live account until next week. Live account will be traded next week because it's just very gambly if you're taking trades right now. Unless we have a very perfect setup. I mean, I'd have to disconnect and reconnect to the other server. But so for this morning session, we'll either be trading a combine or be trading in XFA. How are those red lines defined? Those are the levels that we give out every single morning in the morning memo here in Market Clubhouse. They're just drawn on the charts. Like I say, I Bob Rossed them myself, just drew them on the charts. So if we do reject up here and we do have kind of anything fizzling out, I'm looking over at the Magnificent 7 here. If we do have anything sort of fizzling out here, then I would likely look at taking this short. But I'm not seeing that across the board right now. In fact, we're seeing a little bit of strength coming through. We're seeing some bid stacks coming in. If we're looking over at Bookmap, we have these aggressive bid stacks coming in right here. But again, that's just an algorithm that shows up, and it really, honestly, most of the time will not be liquidity that it's entertained. It's more so kind of to push up the price here and kind of scare other algorithms to start consequently pushing up the price. We do have some liquidity above here at 106 as well that is looking to be swiped. Out of all the future streamers I've seen, you, sir, are filling an in-demand void for quality, audio, video, education, transparency, entertainment. Very happy watcher. Hey, thank you, Dennis. Really appreciate you. Do you have your XFAs copy traded? I'm only trading one XFA right now because I passed two. I was copy trading those three XFAs, but I passed two of my, or I'm sorry, what am I saying? I'm talking about combines. I only have two XFAs right now. I have one combine that's close to passing, so I have two XFAs. I'm not currently copy trading my XFAs. I think I did one session, I think last week. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I've been trading them independently right now. So I'm up about $2,000 between those two combines right now. So just taking it light and easy. Not really swinging for the fences at all here as we are in that low liquid environment. But come next week, we'll have a mix of either the XFAs and the live or maybe a little combine XFA live action. Depends on the price action, depends on the volume. But I would think that we're going to have some really nice opportunities, and I'd like to score some trades there on the live there. What do you consider as your perfect setup? I have multiple different setups in my arsenal, and I like to say that, there's a lot of folks out there that look for the setup first. I try to preach the psychology first because I think that the psychology is so much more important than the setup. At the end of the day, I've told this story a couple times here. Just imagine you have a trader who is completely data focused, very systematic trader. They collect a ton of data. They use a lot of spreadsheets. They use a lot of formulas. And this trader is looking and they say, at the break of 17,100, because all of my data points match up, I'm going to take this for a long with 5 lots. This is the systematic trader, super data driven. They're genius data they've been calculating all these data points. They're a data scientist. They're a statistician. They've looked at all of these data points and they said, all of my data is pointing to taking 5 lots long at 17,100. That's trader A. Now, trader B over here is more of a momentum trader, and they are just looking at the fact that that 100 is a psychological level. And they say that at that break of 17,100, trader B, they're going to take 5 lots long at 17,100. What is the difference between those two trades? I know there's a difference between those two traders, but what's the difference between those two trades? Is there any difference between those two trades? We are pushing up here at 105. Is there any difference between those two trades? 5 lots long for trader A at 17,100. Trader B taking 5 lots long at 17,100. Is there any difference between those two trades? Why is Rips quizzing me right now? I just woke up. One is going to get stopped out. No, Michael Ladd got it. Michael Ladd got it. No, there is no difference. There's absolutely no difference in that. And we're, let's just say they have the exact same stop loss, exact same take profit. There's no difference between those two trades, except for one person came to the decision to take a trade for one reason, and the other person came to the decision to make the trade for the other reason. But it's the exact same trade. The point is that when it comes to trading, it doesn't matter how you arrive at your setups for the most part. Obviously, you want to have a really strong back-tested setup, but most newer traders are going to struggle once the trade is on at a psychological level. Most newer traders are going to have that trade on and then not be able to let that trade work or take it off early and not be able to realize the profit. So you're going to have to understand that setups will only get you so far in trading, especially if you're new in trading. When I'm talking about people who are newer in trading, I'm talking about folks who have only been trading for 3 years or less. That's still newer in trading. And if you're one of those traders, you're going to find that, you can have every single setup under the sun, but at the end of the day, it's really doesn't matter if you can't get your psychology nipped in the bud. It's very important that you have your psychology programmed before you get into having 100 different setups under the sun. Because like I said, at the end of the day, you're still pushing a button, but what happens after that button is the most important part. It's very difficult to manage size or manage a trade when it's working for you in the profit, because you start to get scared. You're bringing in past trades. You're bringing in past psychology where, the last time I did this, I got stopped out, so I'm very nervous. It's very important to focus on your psychology. Setups will only get you so far. It's very, very important to be focused on your psychology and how you're reacting after the trade. And this is why I always talk about, you have to be journaling. You have to be journaling when you're trading. It's very, very important. It's very important because you're going to see where your leaks are, where are your leaks in your trading. And most of them are going to be psychological leaks because you're going to put on great winning trades and then you're going to say, wow, I took that trade off way too early. There was a clubhouser in here yesterday who we were talking about this at the top of the call here. I had a clubhouser here who I do a lot of mentorship with, and they were taking that same trade that everyone else took. Go back to the 1 minute here. They're taking that same trade that everybody else took for that 77 break. And they were in at 76, and then they were out at like 78. And then it ran up to 108 and a quarter. And I was talking with them, and they were just trailing their stop as fast as they could. They weren't being patient, and they were nervous, and they were scared about their daily drawdown. And instead of letting the trade work, which would have netted them $600 on that trade, they made $30 on the trade. They made $30. So they cost themselves 20x of what they actually made because they could have made $600 on that trade. And the reason why was because psychology. So you could have the best setup in the world, but if psychology gets in the way, then you're not going to be able to effectively manage trades once they're on, even if you have the best setup in the world. So I think that putting a lot of your focus away from setups and more into your psychology of how you manage yourself in your trades is going to be the thing that will carry you to the next level in your trading. And this is, again, going back to journaling. If you're journaling, you're going to be able to write down, well, I didn't hold that trade because of this and this and this. This is what I would have made. This is what I need to do next time. And just by writing that down, even if you never go back and read your journal, just by the exercise of writing it down, you're going to have that implicit memory build up where you look at the next trade where it's similar to that. And you're going to say, you know, the next time I see this, or I saw this in my past, I'm not going to make that same mistake again. And yes, you will get stopped out. Yes, you will have losing trades. But for the most part, you're going to repeat this process and you're not going to have that fear step in, and you're going to be able to hold those winners for longer. They're going to be able to produce the results they're meant to produce. And like I said, doesn't matter the best setup in the world. Yesterday's trade, perfect setup. You have traders in Clubhouse that nailed that trade. And then you have another trader who put it on and then took it off for $30 profit while everyone else made $600 profit. So focus on your psychology, make sure you're journaling, make sure you're writing exactly what happened in these trades so that you're not running into those problems repeatedly. It's extremely important that you're focused not just on setups, but how you're handling these trades at a psychological level, because it's such a big underlooked piece of this. Obviously, there's a whole market for trading psychology, but especially when I'm talking to newer traders who've been trading for less than 3 years, they're not putting enough of their focus into the psychology aspect of things. And it's extremely important to place a lot of your focus into that realm. All right, let's see here. And get my account selected. Very low volume here, so I'm going to be looking at trading a combine, if anything. Stress-free trader says, loving to lose is a wonderful skill to learn. So one thing I told this person, we were talking yesterday, we were on a voice call, because they're asking me, saying, you know, what could I have done differently on this trade? And one of the exercises, we talk about this in the psychology webinar, when you're in a losing trade, something really interesting happens, right? Of course, you start praying to the market gods. You know, if you're in a losing trade, let's say you're 10 handles away from your entry, it's 10 handles against you. You're going long, it sweeps down 10 handles. You start moving your stop lower and lower because you don't want to get stopped out, because you start thinking, you know, the price is going to come back up to my entry, and once it gets back up to break even, I'm going to close the trade. And maybe you're adding lots into it. Suddenly you find all of this courage when you're in a losing trade, right? You find all of this courage, you find all of this gusto, and all of a sudden you're just ready to just be patient and wait, because by golly, that trade's going to go right back up and you're going to get back to break even and everything's going to be fine. And please, market gods, please, let's just go back to break even. I swear this is my last trade of the day. I'm not going to take another trade today. I promise. Please, let's just go back to my entry. Please. Right? I'm sure we've all been there, right? Please just go back to my entry. You're so patient for it. You're so patient. You're not taking it off because it's a losing trade, right? You're moving your stop down. And you're doing all these knuckleheaded things, right? And it's normal. I've been there too, right? This is how I know it so well. I was there for a very long time in my trading career. But you know, you start doing knuckleheaded things and you're starting to sit there and you're being very patient all of a sudden. Now let's take that same psychology, let's flip it on its head, right? Let's say you're in a winning trade. Everybody who's in a winning trade, for the newer traders, you're in a winning trade, it starts to go in your favor. And the first thing you think is like, I got to get out of this thing. I see green. I got to take this. I got to get out of this thing. This thing's green. I got really lucky on this, or whatever the case. I got to take this green. I got to take this profit because oh man, it's been a while since I've seen this green. I got to take this green. I got to get this profit. You don't have that patience, right? So why don't you take what you had in the losing trade and flip it on its head? When you're in the green, what I want you to do from a psychological or mental aspect, you know how you're saying, I just need you to go back to my stop. I just want you to go back to my break even. Go back to break even. Please just go back to break even. It'll be my last trade for the day. When you're in a winning trade, you look at that market dead in the eyes and you say, come and get my stop loss. I dare you to come down and stop me out. I dare you. I have all the patience in the world right now, and I dare you to come down and stop me out right here. Look, there's my stop loss. We're running up to the top side. I'm long. I dare you to come and stop me out. I dare you. And if you have that kind of patience that you had on a losing trade and you're doing that on a winning trade, you'll be so shocked at how little time that it takes to change your mindset and start focusing on letting those winners run, because you're challenging the market to say, now, I dare you to come down and stop me out. And honestly, it really will surprise you. I'm telling you. And you can move your stop loss, wait for candle closes, whether you're tracking on the 5 minute, the 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, whatever you're trading off of, 15 minute, wait for the candle closes and then move your stop loss up. And the only way that your trade should be stopped out is if it comes down and stops you out. And you're going to be manually trailing your stop up to the top side. If it's long, you're trailing your stop up. If you're going short, you're trailing your stop down. Now, don't trail your stop too tight, but this is a really good exercise. And you can do this in your sim account. You can do this in your practice account. You can try doing this with just one lot in your combine, whatever the case. But try to challenge the trade to come and stop you out. Yes, you're going to get stopped out from time to time, but it's that shift in your psychology that will change your outlook on your trades that's going to be so important. And this is the type of rewiring that you need to do, because it's counterintuitive. The reason why 90% of people lose at trading is, yes, it's very, very difficult, but there's a lot of things on a psychological level that we do as humans that are intuitive to us, but it's not intuitive to being a successful trader in the markets. You have to rewire a lot of these things and rework the way that you're wired currently, because if you don't, you're going to fall to the same depths that all of the other 90% of the people out there. 90% of people who trade are not all knuckleheads. Believe me, a lot of them are, but for the most part, 90% of these people are well-functioning, normal, intelligent adult people who are, they're very normal. And it's not because they're stupid. It's because that a lot of trading is counterintuitive. So that story that I'm just saying right now, where it's, you want it to challenge that stop loss, that's counterintuitive. You're trying to challenge the market to take you out of the trade. That doesn't seem right. But I promise you that if you're flipping your thinking on its head, you're going to start to see a lot of changes in your trading where it won't stop you out. You will make more money on the trade. And if before you were antsy and ready to jump out of the trade, you might find yourself that you're trailing your stop up and you're like, wow, this is going way further than I ever thought it would. Or, it's crashing to the downside and you're taking it short and you're moving your stop down. Try to get stopped out to exit your trades. Try to only exit your trades by the trade hitting your stop loss and trailing your stop loss as the trade is moving. Try that as an exercise, journal the results, and see if that helps improving your process at all. My favorite technique is to take a deep breath and relax my shoulders. When my body is relaxed, I find my mind follows. That's great advice there, Luna, here in the Discord. Clock on lower bottom corner is nice. It shows seconds, 4 to 5 second latency. Yeah. So this is a way that you can see how close you are to the stream right now, how close you are to real time. I stream on YouTube here with the lowest latency that we can possibly do. And some folks have, 1 second lag. Some folks have a 5 second lag. It depends. But here in the Discord, there's 0 latency. It's real time. And that's how you can definitely check that there. What journaling software do you suggest for NinjaTrader? TraderView is a good one. Not TradingView, that's the charting software. TraderView, ChartLog, TradeZella I haven't used, but I've heard good things about it. There's a host of different platforms out there, but they all kind of accomplish the same thing, and that's, it gives you a lot of high-level data points that you can kind of drill down into. But for the most part, if you want to do the free route, just take screenshots of your trades, open up Google Docs, it's completely free, and then just write down, give yourself a report card for the day. Talk about how you traded that specific trade, what your emotional state was. I have a whole thing in the psychology webinar that we have here in Clubhouse that talks about, a template for that. But basically, you know, having that temperature on yourself for your trades, because just the process of typing it or writing it down, that process will be ingrained in your implicit memory. And so the next time that you recognize a certain pattern that's similar to what you just went through, it's pretty likely that you're going to adapt to that. And eventually you will start to change, you know, how you were trading in that. Could you trade without Bookmap? Yeah, I used to do it all the time. I mean, before I used Bookmap, I was using time and sales in a dome. So I wouldn't like to, a footprint chart as well, but I wouldn't like to. I personally would not like to because Bookmap makes things so easy. You don't have to commit so much to memory. I'm still committing a lot of things to memory when I'm watching Bookmap, but it's not as extreme as it once was where, you know, you only have a dome and time and sales. And, you know, obviously I could trade without Bookmap, but I love Bookmap. It's one of my favorite trading tools. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. TradeViz, Journalix, Edgewonk, that's another one we get in here a lot. Stonk Journal, I've never heard of that one. Hey, Rip, started my first ever combine yesterday through your link. Up 380 so far, thank you. Hey, give it up for Wotes here. Peachy Celsius says, stop adding to losing trades and maybe only trade long. That's some decent advice there. Yeah, if you're adding to losing trades, you can also add a hard and fast rule to your trading that you're never allowed to average into your losing trades. That's a hard rule that you can create for yourself, but then following it is a whole different story. We're very good at breaking our own rules when it comes to trading. And that's another reason why I love trading on Top Step, that hard stop where you can hit that 3,000 max daily loss, which it shouldn't be. But if you're going hot and heavy that day and you're out of control, you know, maybe you hit that $3,000 max daily loss if you're really putting a lot of risk on the table. But then locking you out of your account for the day is a very nice thing to have there. Very, very nice thing to have. Lowman 2 says, I'm looking for a strategy that I can trade the first 2 hours of market open. I would be focused on, you know, market profile, market structure, volume profile. Looking at those things are going to give you some really, really nice levels to trade off of. You know, there's smart money concepts as well. That's what I'd be focused on, looking at market structure. The NQ and the ES, they give really great opportunities if you're looking at the market profile. Two of the good books that we recommend in here are Mind Over Markets and Markets in Profile. Those are both Dalton's teachings. They're very good books. They'll talk to you about the auction process and just understanding kind of what we're dealing with here. That's where I would start, looking at market profile, volume profile, and you know, putting your own levels on the chart. Maybe mix in some VWAP in there, but don't put a lot of indicators on your chart. Don't be one of those folks who starts relying on, you know, maybe RSI or MACD or something like that, those lagging indicators. I also like trading the economic events in here as well. As you folks know who've been watching here for a while, we have almost 600 of you folks in here. By the way, if you're new here, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications turned on. Hit that thumbs up button. Let's go ahead and do a poll here. Oh, wow, look at that. Wotes with a $5 donation. Thank you so much. Rips is always crushing the streams and so nice and involved with the chat. Thank you for what you do. Hey, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So nice of you. Let's do a poll here about the NQ. Where do you, where does NQ end the day? Well, let's do, okay, we'll do that. Green, red, unchanged. Give it up for Wotes there. That's awesome. All right, so let's see. The votes are anonymous here, folks. Where does NQ end the day, green or red? Right now, the NQ is up 0.11%. So currently in the green. Does the NQ end in the green today? Let's see.
That's what we call a sack lunch.
Kyle got it. What book is on Dalton's series and auction process? So I'll put them here in chat. Mind Over Markets and Markets in Profile. There we go. That's what I would do right there. Trader Page with the gift. I love it. Yeah, also, you must understand that most of these indicators that you'll put on your chart, they are lagging indicators. They're going off of the information that's already contained in the chart. And yeah, they can be helpful. There's some indicators that if you're using them for a complementary process of your trading, they can be good. But relying on indicators alone, it's just not going to get you anywhere in your trading. You're better off drawing your own levels using a market profile chart, using the market profile, using volume profile. You're better off drawing your own levels on your chart. I can't not see that now every time. But yeah, you're better off drawing those things on your chart. Also, smart money concepts are a great way to kind of navigate the chart and understand what we're looking for, especially looking for imbalance and inefficiencies in the market. High rips, 15-minute fair value gap to watch for in current markets. May please have a look, please. Let's see. What 15-minute fair value gap? Yeah, we got one right there. Thank you for pointing that out. Let's go ahead and draw that. We got an inefficiency right here. There we have it. Thank you, MyStar, for that one. That's an inefficiency. There we go. But yeah, I do recommend those books. They're very, very good. They're going to help you out. They're going to, even if you don't trade in the way that they're suggesting in the books, you don't need to start looking at TPO charts, but it's a good exercise. A lot of my trading acumen comes from the fact that I've traded so many different asset classes. I've traded pretty much everything under the sun except for FX. FX I've traded very little. Wow, look at that. Karthik, thank you. 100 rupees from India. Thank you so much there, Karthik. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are crazy this morning. I love that. Really appreciate that. Prices, boss, indicators are sauce. I like that. Yeah, you can use indicators if it's complementary to your trading, but if you start to rely on your indicators and that's kind of, your end all be all, you're going to have trouble. And again, indicators are always going to be looking in the past and using past information that you can divulge from your own, just looking at the charts yourself. And you should just be using these things to guide your trade, to make your decisions. And like I said earlier in the call here, those decisions are just decisions. After the trade is on is where it really starts to matter. How are you managing that risk once it's put on? When you put risk on in the market, that's where most people crumble. Putting the risk on is easy. You're pressing a button, you're finding your setup. That part's easy. Managing the risk once it's on is kind of the largest piece of the pie, and there's not a lot of focus on it. And I think that's one of the things that really, I don't know if that's what it is that steers people into unprofitability as traders, but I feel like there's so much impetus placed on how your setup is, how important your setup is, where you're executing from. Obviously, yes, it matters. In trading futures, your entry is a lot of that. But I think where most people are dropping the ball is when they have the trade on, how are you then managing that risk? I think that's where most people are dropping the ball. That's personally what I see. I've been mentoring people for some time now, and I see a lot of people having a lot of the same issues, and it usually isn't in finding their setup or pressing the button or taking really awful entries. It's usually not the case. It's how they're managing the risk once the risk is on. And I think that if you're putting a lot of focus just only on your setups and not how you're managing your risk once it's on, I think you're cheating yourself a little bit and you're not giving yourself a fighting chance here. And again, I'll say it until I'm blue in the face here. Journaling. You need to journal how you managed your trades. Journal what you did wrong. Journal what you did right. Because the more that you're doing that, the better off you're going to be. It's all about that risk management. Discount in here says 1,000%. It's risk management. What time chart are you using on this? This is the 15-minute right here on the NQ. I usually trade off of the 15-minute. Sometimes I'll drop it into the 5 or the 3. Depends on, if we're getting super scalpy. But when I'm actually trading here live, this is a 30-second chart. And the reason why I show this 30-second chart is so you can see every single execution that I'm taking here. Because if you have it scrunched up too tight with a 5-minute chart, it's really hard to see all of my executions. So it's about being transparent and being able to have something where somebody can come in late, they can see the executions here on the chart, and then we can go over it if they missed a trade. But I'm mainly trading off of a 15-minute chart here. Well, it says, I find myself giving too much space on the stop losses. I get so caught up with not wanting to lose the trade, I give up way too much wiggle room. So we use a 60-tick stop. I personally am using a 60-tick stop, but I'm moving it almost immediately. And very rarely am I moving that further down from 60 ticks. It's usually I'm moving it closer to my entry. And the reason why I have a 60-tick stop is so I have enough space that I can move my stop loss where it should be. But usually not letting it run the full 60 ticks. Although, it's 15 handles on one lot. That's about $300. So it's really not all that crazy. $300 worth of risk. That means you can get 10 trades in a 150K account and still be wrong 9 times and still not have your maximum daily loss. Apex in here says, I gave way too much room for the first cut as I was stubborn and wanted my hypothesis to work. Realized I was on the wrong side and switched head on a swivel before I would keep trying this short. Progress, by the way, I'm starting to love crude. Nice work there, Apex. Way to go. Nicely done. Apex in the Discord here with a crude trade. Can you post your hotkeys? I'm currently not using any hotkeys right now, OJ, but good thing that you brought that up. We are currently working on a hotkey add-on for NinjaTrader where you will be able to use your beautiful Stream Deck like this. I use a 32 key Stream Deck, but you'll be able to use your Stream Deck or your regular old computer keyboard, and we'll have a 15 key layout, a 32 key layout, and There's going to be specific hotkeys that are wired into NinjaTrader that support a lot of the momentum style of trading that I do here in the mornings, and it's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to using it just for myself because I only used hotkeys when I was trading on options, when I was trading on equities. During COVID, I mean, I was a hotkey maniac, and I would bully people around when I was trading small cap stocks, and I had larger positions, and these names were very illiquid and very, very thin, and I could make a market for these names. And I did that all on hotkeys, and I'm looking forward to bringing that over into NinjaTrader. Right now for my hotkeys, I'm just clicking a mouse and entering in order quantity by hand, and it's very, it makes the latency very large in my thought process to getting it actually connected into the trade here. So I'm very much looking forward to it, and I can't wait to share that with everybody in here. Liquidity time at 9:55. Well, it's going to be at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. is when we get the liquidity here. Right now, it's 8:50 in the morning. I'll try that 60 tick stop. What you said earlier really was spot on with waiting for trades to come back to break even. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you want to just keep a stop loss in place and not get over that. You want to be very, very focused on the psychology aspect of if you're winning a trade, challenge it to come back down to your stop loss, slowly trailing your stop. And if you're losing the trade, don't be moving your stop down lower because you want to go back to break even. Invite the market to stop you out. Even on a losing trade, it's great to be stopped out because then you don't have to deal with the stress of having a losing trade on anymore. That's one of the upsides to it, right? What is the blue and red lines on your charts? That is the hourly high, hourly low. That is a custom indicator. I get asked that question so many times, so I may just actually release an indicator also in tandem with that hotkey add-on for NinjaTrader. Maybe we'll have a whole bunch of indicators here for NinjaTrader. Let's see here. Is anyone having trouble with the stream jumping off live? One thing you can do is just refresh the page or just watch it at 2x speed, and it should usually catch up there. Apparently, the number one entertainer on YouTube partnership and affiliation with Top Step is over. Is it true? I have no idea. I have no clue. What is the NQ Bookmap symbol? The NQ Bookmap symbol is NQH4 spot CME. So if you just go to you make a new one, it should look like, let me see if I can bring this on over here. Move it on over. Let's see here. Rhythmic NQ. Let's see. Does that work? Yeah, there we go. That's the one. NQH4. Just like that. Exchange is going to be CME symbol NQH4. And I have the cloud data built into mine. I think it's like an extra $10 a month, but it's well worth it in my opinion. But NQH4, and then if you're looking to trade the ES, it's just, you just erase that. It's ESH4. If you want the micros, it's M. And if you want the micro NQ, it's MNQ. Just like that. There we have it. Started my journaling last week. Hey, there you go. That's a big step. A lot of folks out there, they just refuse to journal. And that's normal. It's more work, right? You don't want to do more work, but I promise you, it's one of the best things that you can do to add into your trading. I can't put enough, I've been talking about it a lot this morning, but trying to backseat those setups and focus more on psychology and journaling will do you a lot more favors in the near term than you actually expect it would. Everybody thinks that it's all about focusing on those setups. Obviously, setups are important. Obviously, entries are important. But I think that putting more focus into your psychology and into your journaling, I think you'll see a faster return on how fast you're switching your trading around. If you're currently not consistently profitable, I think that that's where you'll see the biggest shift in your trading there. What is the name of the indicator on my chart? It's a custom one. I actually had it created custom for me, so it's not one that you can download, but there's plenty of free ones out there for hourly high and hourly low. I have that in a custom bar timer. These are all just custom that were created for me. And as things pick up and there is more demand, I'll hit up my developer and see if we can release these for you folks and see if that's something that we can do. I'm assuming that we can do it. We'll have a cool little download section for everybody, and we'll see if we can do that there. I become way more detailed on my journaling, and wow, what a difference. Hey, there you go. I mean, seriously, it's crazy. You don't think it's going to change all that much because, it's just you're writing a little diary of your trading, right? But honestly, just the process of going through and writing it down, and it builds discipline. There's so much in trading that is about this discipline, and it's so important because discipline carries over in all aspects of your life. If you're not disciplined in other areas of your life, you can still be a fantastic trader, right? But it's very helpful if you're disciplined in all areas of your life, not just one area. I'm disciplined in a lot of areas. You don't have to be as crazy disciplined as I am. I'm very crazy when it comes to discipline, but it helps if you're disciplined in all areas of your life. It obviously will carry over into trading. I know some traders who are not disciplined in all areas of their life, and they're perfectly fine traders, are consistently profitable. But it's very helpful if you're disciplined in other areas. Journaling, well, again, it's helping you be disciplined. If you're consistently journaling after every trade or after every session, you're going to build discipline because it's another thing that you're kind of methodically doing, and it's part of your schedule, and scheduling creates discipline. So Stress-Free Trader says, minimalism has helped me be a better trader as well. Rips indicator, when it signals, it'll rip. Yeah, I don't know. Rips, quick question. If you have multiple XFAs, what is the best way to handle and trade them without blowing all three? So when I was trading my XFAs that I got pushed into live, I was trading them all separately. And I would take some riskier trades on one of those XFAs. But in the end, I kind of focused on just kind of trading them all sort of in the same very low risk type of trades. You know, I wasn't taking huge risks. The whole idea, of course, was to just be really relaxed and take trades where I could make, you know, maybe about $1,000 a day on those trades. And I wasn't trying to rush the process. I wanted to be very consistent and stack base hit after base hit. So what I would recommend, if you have 3 XFAs, I would trade them independently, because there is a good chance that you may have a really big loss. And if you're trading them copied, it's one of those things where if you're trading them copied, you could have a bad day that's going to affect you on all of your accounts. If you take a max loss copied by 3, that's a $9,000 losing day. That's a lot of money to be losing. And if you're spreading out your risk, I think you're going to be more calm in trading them. You're not going to be thinking about, well, if I take a trade in this right now and I make this amount of money, it's copied 3 times, I'm going to make 3x. That type of thinking will probably snowball and make you a more aggressive and reckless trader. So I would say pumping the brakes, looking at this as a long marathon versus I need to sprint to this finish line. I want to make as much money as possible. Just taking really good setups and taking them independently. If you find yourself that you're very calm, cool, and collected, and you're taking really good setups and your win rate, your hit rate is high, maybe then you could start bringing in a second account to copy. But I would still at least keep one kind of off to the wayside. And as well as that, you know, you can always be trading combines in the wings too, so that if you did blow an XFA, you could rotate in a combine. The great thing about Top Step is that they give you a full 30 days once you pass your combine to rotate that combine over into an XFA account and pay the fee, the one lifetime fee of $149. And the benefit of that is that, you know, maybe you have an XFA, and I don't really think that you should be kind of modifying your trade plan. You should always be trying to be a very consistent, concise, relaxed, calm trader. You shouldn't be trying to be out of pocket and going crazy. But, you know, if you do blow an XFA, knowing that you have another combine to replace it is also good on the mentality of your trades. You're not going to be, I think you're going to be more calm in your setup selection, and I think it's going to be beneficial to you. With the 50K XFA, you're allowed to use 2 minis or 2 micros before reaching 1,500 possible. It's either one, 2 minis or 2 micros. You can use either one. You can't use 20 micros, which is kind of a little bit of the downside. But outside of that, you know, you can use minis or micros there. Considering the tight spreads, high liquidity, and low commission fees on the NQ, what is your thinking of exit re-entry versus setting a wide stop? It depends on your trading style. There's a lot of folks who can get very, very scalpy, but if you get too overly scalpy, there was a trader that we had here in the clubhouse that I was working with. They were a scalping maniac, and I mean maniac. This person was a crazy scalper. They would rack up $1,500 in fees, but they would be making $3,000, so $1,500 net on the day. But you know, there's a balance, right? If you're a hyper scalper and you're finding profitability in it, that's perfectly fine, right? Perfectly fine. But if you are, you know, you're making $900 and then 800 of that is in commissions, so you're only netting 100, you're probably over trading. So you have to find a balance between whether or not you're over trading or under trading. And if you're hyper scalpy, it has to make sense, and you have to have the P&L that would support that. Let's see here. I think I missed one. DJ asked, does momentum precede price? No, usually you're going to see price. So you can hide orders all day, right? You can hide orders that are not filled all day. But one thing you cannot hide is volume and price, right? Volume and price are king. So momentum preceding volume and price. I mean, you're going to see momentum starting to build up, but you're going to see reaction in the price, and you're going to see that across the tape, meaning that, you know, if we're at a psych level of 100, we're blowing through that retesting, then, you know, holding those hundreds, and then you see a lot of bids firming up and the asks are thinning up. You can kind of say, you know, from the tape, maybe you're going to see the momentum coming through before it actually is hitting the tape. But just looking at the structure and the dome, looking at the actual levels in the market, the entire spread, maybe you can sense it from that. But I would say that price would often precede momentum. You're going to see volume and price is going to hit before anything, right? And nothing's real until it hits the tape. There's nothing real in the market until it actually hits the order. Greed, not managing trades properly, same mistakes, brain fog, numerous things. Yeah, that's very, very true. Very, very true. Those are the things you have to look out for there. Ever tried to compound an account to $1 million or a couple millions? I traded big accounts during COVID. I traded very large accounts. And I don't know if it was so much compounding, but I was, taking very large trades. Very, 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 very different environment than what we're in now. So I don't know about compounding an account. I don't think I've had that goal in mind. I've just traded larger accounts and used that leverage to my advantage in the current market state. It's not really there, especially in small caps. It's certainly not there. Let's see. 60% off coupon is not working. If it's your very first account, you get an additional 20% off, but the 60% off discount is related to what their prices used to be. So the 60% discount is reflected. The 50K account is $49, 100K account is $99, 150K account is $149. If it's your very first account, you get another 20% off that. And I think you get a half price or a free reset on your first reset if you're a very first time customer there on Top Step. Thoughts on swing trading? It can be good. Everybody's different. Momentum trading is my bread and butter. I love momentum trading. I've had some very, very high wins in swings. You can only pull so much money out of the market in one single day because there's only so much movement in one single day. But if you're multiplying that across multiple days, obviously you can make more money swing trading, but you have to be on the right side of the move. And there has to be, a running move, an extension of that move. So yeah, swing trading is amazing. It's just a different cup of tea and everybody's different. What works for me may never work for you and what works for you may never work for me. I have swing traded in the past and I've had a lot of success in doing so. Currently, this market cycle right now is somewhat unpredictable, even though we've had this huge rally here since the base of October. But swing trading can be very, very profitable. There's nothing I can fault with it. There's a lot of friends that I have that are profitable, very profitable swing traders. Is the express funded 150 fee something that has to be paid every time you pass a combine? Yeah, every time you pass a combine into an XFA, you have to pay that one lifetime fee. It's no longer monthly, but that's it. You don't pay anything monthly once you're in the XFA. You pay a one lifetime fee and you don't have to trade it every day. There's no limit on, you don't have to make X amount of dollars in a certain amount of time. You can hit the brakes, just chill out and relax and just take it at your pace. Is it accurate that your fees have no bearing on tax treatment? Well, it depends. It depends on if you are trading on Top Step or on a regular, there's tax benefits to trading on futures. They're tax 60-40. There's a whole different thing. We can go into that another time. But, it's your fees are kind of calculated in everything. So when you're, the commissions and everything, it just comes down to what your net profit is. And then you're taxed on long-term gains, capital gains, and then short-term gains. So it's different. It's we'll go into that sometime, but it's entirely different. So let's see here. Uncle Josh says, thank you. Going through the same thing. My greatest is FOMO. FOMO is very tough to kick, right? FOMO is one of the hardest things to kick because if you've been trading for a short amount of time, you always feel that opportunity was the best it's going to get. The more time that you have in the market, the more you realize that these huge moves, these great moves, you'll miss them often. And it's not that big of a deal because there's always another move right around the corner. If you can kind of come to terms with that, understanding that there are traders out there that have been trading for a long time, then they're telling you, hey, don't worry, it's just one trade, it's just one move. There's going to be plenty more moves in the future. And what's going to be happening next year, 2024, it's going to be an election year. I'm so excited to be trading that with you folks here on YouTube and in Discord. It's going to be a lot of fun. So don't ever think that the move that you missed is going to be the end all be all. It's just one trade in the thousands and thousands of trades that you're going to take during your career. Thanks, Rips. Heading over to watch Hogue be back after. Thanks, Rusty Golfer. See you soon. Uncle Jay, flip the mindset. Super hard, though. Just imagine the money you're giving up with FOMO. Trust your entries, trust your stops, trust yourself within your rules. I like that, Grateful Trader. Very good. Very nice. Well, it says $39 for the 50K account after Rips discount. What a great deal. Yeah, if it's your very first one, $39. Can't beat it, right? Can't really swing trade with Top Step, though. Yeah, that's the one downside is that you can't swing trade with Top Step, but you can build, if you're a swing trader, you can build up a bankroll by using Top Step, trading XFAs, taking withdrawals, and then funnel that over into a Ninja Trader account or an AMP trading account and swing trade over there if that's your MO. So definitely still some great opportunities on Top Step to funnel that money from your Top Step account into a swing trading account there. Don't forget your combine costs refunded after passing. That's right. Yeah, your combine, whatever you paid for your last month on your combine, they do refund on your very first payout of your XFA, which is great. Close to passing my second combine thanks to crude this morning. Hey, give it up there. Slothfather, way to go. CL came all the way back. I got to see this. There's another trader in here that was crushing CL in the Discord here. Yeah, wow. Look at that move. Holy smokes. Let's see this on the 1 minute. Yeah. Oh, I'm not even showing it. I'm just sitting here laughing at this move. Look at that. How many of you folks in here caught that crude move? That was wild here. Apex crushed it, right? Apex here in the Discord got it. Very, very nice. Good morning. How to hit the like button? It should be right below the video. Just smash that like button. Brother, you're the GOAT. Ah, you are. Right back at you there, Spencer. Jimmy Z says, at Top Step with a segregated account, do you still get the tax break of the 60/40? You don't. No, you don't. You're taxed on a 1099 W-9 independent contractor. So, no, you don't get that tax benefit, which is a little bit of a downside. But, you know, again, like I said, you can take all the money that you make from Top Step and fund your own account. The thing that I always say about Top Step is it's way better to lose money trading on Top Step, because if you're losing your own money, it's very expensive. I pay $149 for an XFA. They basically deposit $4,500 in that account. So I'm paying $149 for an account with $4,500 in it. If I lose $4,500 on my own account on NinjaTrader or AMP, I lose $4,500. If I lose it on Top Step, I lose $149. I mean, for somebody who can trade, it makes sense to trade on Top Step. Yeah, you don't get the tax benefit. Yeah, you can't swing trade. Yeah, you can't use the micros. But those are very small things, considering that the other downside, if you're trading your own money, is you're actually losing $4,500 your own money. I mean, think about how many combines that is. Think about how many XFAs that is. Question, if you could give early trading use some advice, what would you say? Don't use indicators. Stop using indicators and focus on price and volume. That's what I would say. Don't use indicators. Focus on price and volume and be patient. This is going to be a long ride. Be very, very patient. Morning, long time sub, opening account with Top Step. Excited to try futures. Hey, there we go. Res 604 in here. Good to see you there. Love the profile picture, that red wind card. That's gorgeous. Spartan caught half of it. Nice. Evan says, hey, Rip, good morning. How you feeling? What's the P&L so far? We are sitting here with big P&L this morning. Huge P&L. We're at 0.00. Haven't taken a single trade this morning. We've been having a nice wrap session in here, folks. If you're enjoying the wrap session, go ahead and drop a W in chat. Let's see if you folks enjoy the wrap sessions that we do in here. I like to think that we're having a good time, even if we're not trading, you know. I like to add some value and give you folks, some psychology. We get some, we do some more things outside of trading there. Can I write off my new truck I bought somehow with future trading? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think you could do that. Been there, 4,500, one trade, good old SDL. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. Seems like a lot of the trade-offs to be funded. I disagree. I think that there's a lot of benefits in it. I think that the trade-offs are very minimal in compared to what you get it. You know, use every indicator at the same time, all of them on one chart. Loxy, that is exactly what I did for about my first 6 months of trading. I had it was crazy. I was trading on Thinkorswim way back 10 years ago. And I had every single indicator they offered. I swear, every single indicator you could fit on the chart is what I had. LLC with a holding company behind it. Holding company pays you taxes are as if you were working with a company. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. You can set it up. I'm not a CPA, so I can't really give any tax advice on that. I'm not even a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. But yeah, you can definitely find work with a CPA and see if they have any creative ways to make it the most beneficial for you as a trader. Look at that. We got a lot of W's. I love that. Did you make 0.00 without taking any trades? Yeah, I made that. Can you believe that? I made all that without taking a single trade. It's unbelievable, right? Hey, Rips, you're nice and like the way you talk, better than so-and-so. Oh, thank you there, Fruits. Appreciate that. Great education. All right. I agree. Building your own account through prop profits is a great way to build a personal account while mastering your trading style. That exactly right. You nailed it there, Slothfather. That's what I'm talking about right there. Sergio, how do you think about SPY for today? SPY's been awful for trading options. The pricing that you're getting from these dealers is just no good. So we actually haven't been trading options in the Clubhouse for months now, and we've been trading futures. It's been a lot more fun that way. How much did you have in your FTX before you took a payout? XFA, I'm guessing is what you're saying. I took a couple different payouts in the XFA, but over 10 grand in one of them. But take payouts when you want to take payouts. It's entirely up to you. Some folks don't ever take payouts and they just want to build a larger account balance. But yeah, taking a payout can be interesting there. Hi, bro, from Spain. Oh, nice. the Pyrenees, the mountains, enjoying some moe and snow and your stream. Hey, welcome there, Joel. Joel or Joel? We got some W's here in the chat. I changed the name of my channel. Rips is so inspiring. I'm going to be live with my day trading too. Vibe Trade channel. I love that. That's awesome. When are you going to be on Top Step TV next? Probably in January is what I'm guessing. Where can I start for volume and price study? Start reading some books, Markets in Profile and Mind Over Markets. Those would be very, very good to start there. Lone Man too. Can Canadians sign up on NinjaTrader? Yes, we actually have a few Canadians that are in here. I would reach out to Top Step support. I forget what the method is to get NinjaTrader working on Canada. I know that they don't have Canada in the dropdown when you're signing up, but I think you just put USA for it. I think that's what you do to get around that because you're using their simulated trading environment and you're using NinjaTrader's license key or Top Step's license key. So that's what you do. Do you have a video on how to set up your Bookmap? No, I do not. I do not have a video on how I set up my Bookmap, but I could definitely have get a lot of requests for that there. I've been going through exposing trading guru videos and pretty much every YouTube trader is on there apart from you, mate. It shows how honest you are, even with your trades, and you're one of the few legit. Thank you there, Loxy. Appreciate you. G-Line says, it's hard to concentrate on multiple markets to make money. Even long-time futures traders give their money to financial planner to invest for them. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, definitely. It's very hard to focus on tons of things at once. There are some traders out there that can trade simultaneous positions in multiple different assets, different equities, asset classes, whatever the case. It's very difficult. It's a skill in and of its own. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Grateful Trader says, yes, you can. I'm Canadian. What was the way that you signed up for NinjaTrader there, Grateful Trader? What was the hack? Did you just select a USA from the drop down there? Good morning, Javier. Hi, what support resistance timeframes do you use? What time frame do large banks, et cetera, use with the support and resistance levels? Well, it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's not just large banks and institutions, but it's everybody who's traded the markets. We're all kind of trading off the same technicals, right? I started the 4 hour and I drill down from the 4 hour to the 1 hour to the 15 to the 5 to the 3 to the 1. That should be a song. The 4 to the 1 to the 15 to the 5 to the 3 to the 1. Yeah, so that's what I'm using usually. 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, 5 minute, 3 minute, 1 minute. And just kind of looking for levels where you have multiple touches, multiple areas of confluence. I go over that in one of the webinars of how to use market structure to kind of craft your trade. Bookmap streams live every day on YouTube for those who are not ready to pay. That's a very good point. There's Caesar. Good morning there, Chester. How often do you trade by day? It depends. It depends on the market setup, how much volume is going into the market. Right now, we've just been kind of chopping up here at this level. If we're looking at Bookmap here, just kind of been chopping between 97 and almost 107. So about a 10 handle range, a little bit less than a 10 handle range there. I don't use Ninja, but my buddy does. I know Canadians can use Ninja. I use Trade8 and Top Step X. Very nice. Yeah, you can definitely use NinjaTrader in Canada land there. Women are wonderful multitaskers in the market from my experience. Yeah, I don't actually personally know any, well, we have a couple female traders in the Clubhouse actually, but I'm not really in IRL friends with any female traders, so I don't have any experience to speak on that. But yeah, I think, whoever you are out there, if you're a multitasker, you probably can trade very, very well there. I'm having trouble identifying gaps. Can you help me? They're just going to show up as big gaps in your chart there. So we don't have any to speak of. I'm trying to see here. Here's one on Tesla. Let's go ahead and look at Tesla here. So this is what a gap would look like. Well, let's go to like the 5 minute here. There's a gap. Oh, here we go. 5 minute gap here. That's a gap there on Tesla. So there's a gap over there too. They're just gaps in pricing from the overnight price until the equity opens the next day. So there's your gap. That's what we're looking for when we're talking about gaps there. Going back to the NQ here. But yeah, we've just been kind of dancing around there, just dancing around. Let's see here. I paid for Bookmap Global, but every time I try to connect Rhythmic, it logs me out. So you don't want to use plugin mode there, John. Don't use plugin mode. I had a conversation with another Clubhouser about this last night. Do not use plugin mode. Do you find a benefit to waiting to take a payout, or do you prefer taking payouts with any profit you're on XFA? So remember that when you take a payout in XFA, if you take a payout, then you will reset your account drawdown to zero. So let's say you only made $1,000. If you take a full payout on that, then it's going to reset your account, your drawdown to zero. I like to at least get above the drawdown before I'm taking a payout in the XFAs. So I'll actually have a video out on that in the new year as we get more and more questions about that. Good morning, Jordan. First time, very interesting. Could you please explain what does the monthly membership offer? I see you're live on YouTube first couple of hours. It offers, we have a community, we have an education section where we have the webinar archive, and then the latency on the stream is absolutely zero. There's a specific Discord stream in there where there's absolutely zero latency. So if you find benefits in that, come on and join. We do offer $7 for the first 7 days to see if it's something that fits your cup of tea. I don't want anybody to be in there and paying an exorbitant monthly price because they don't find value in it. So that's why we have $7 for 7 days. You come check it out. You see if it's your cup of tea there, Sai. How much higher can we go with Apple falling apart? Maybe that money coming out of Apple is going to the rest of tech. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit. I like that point you brought up there, Tim. Let's go ahead and bring up Apple. Is that you, Tim Cook? We had, if we go to the 60 here, we've had Apple kind of drawing down here, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday about how this is kind of the inverse of what's happening with the other names in tech. Look at Microsoft right now is skittering onto the upside there. You know, obviously we're drawing down from this level, but we found some strength down here, and we're kind of pushing back up. If we get above 378 in Microsoft, we should have a blowout towards the top side there to 380 and above if we do actually get up into that area. But I would be pretty hard pressed if we're going to see that there. Anytime before next week. We may have a squeeze on deck here, but it's going to be, I would see that being very difficult to see that. But yeah, Apple being down right now is kind of what's causing this lack of confluence that's making it a little bit difficult to trade in these indices. Apple is the number one weight in the S&P 500, number one weight in the NAS 100. And so it has a lot of weight that can hold back these indices, mainly the ES and NQ. Obviously doesn't affect the Russell. So when you're looking at this, you want to see confluence across the board. It makes for an easier trade. So yeah, to answer your question, Tim, there could be a rotation out of Apple. I think it's more so due to what happened with their watches and not being able to sell watches for Christmas. But I think it's kind of an overreaction. And I think we're going to find some bids here pretty soon. What you want to look for when you're looking for these longer term charts is seeing that these moves are becoming more and more concise and squashed down and more consolidated, because that's going to signal either we're going to go into a sideways consolidation or we're going to have a nice reversal back up to the upside. So we are kind of slowing down this momentum to the downside here. Let's see if we'll have that turnaround day today, and we'll see the NQ kind of react there to the upside there. Yeah, so if you have too many connections there, John, just turn off plugin mode for Bookmap. I don't even use RTrader Pro, by the way. I had this question with another Clubhouser. I don't use RTrader Pro. I feel that it slows down executions, and I just turn off plugin mode in NinjaTrader, turn off plugin mode in Bookmap, and it works just fine. Maybe they're asking for a futures gap. Futures gap don't exist like the normal because futures don't close. Yeah, you can have gaps in futures because, there is a 1 hour break in days, and you can have a gap in that 1 hour pause. Sometimes if there's a large economic event or some global political news, geopolitical news, but you will see gaps like that. But also you're going to have gaps in liquidity where you have a single directional move, not an omnidirectional move, but a singular directional move, and you'll have liquidity missing from that move. It'll be straight to one side. A lot of buyers or a lot of sellers, and that can kind of create a gap as well in liquidity. You have any discount codes for Bookmap? I do. MC20, just like this, MC20. And here, I can put this as well for a link. But MC20 is the code there. Ton of gaps in the SPX and NASDAQ, not on futures. Yeah, again, there's gaps in liquidity, but not exactly gaps. And then there's that 1 hour pause that we have where they make sure all their machines are working. That's when you can create gaps as well. Rips, I'm getting used to Quantire and Bookmap on third screen, and now it's working okay. Nice. Very nice, Joel. Let's see. Going back here, catching up on the chat. Can you go over inefficiency area? Please identify why they're important. Yeah, we kind of talked about this a little bit. We touched on it just ever so slightly here. But inefficiency is created when you have a singular directional move like this. And, we are kind of breaking above this little slight structure here. And you are seeing that we're creating an inefficiency because it's a singular directional move. And the idea is that we rushed through this area of price without having enough sellers to complement it. So we do have some folks that want to sell into that area. So we'll go back down into that area of inefficiency and try to sort of repair that inefficiency and find the orders that we sort of skipped over too quickly to the top side there. And it can go both ways. There's inefficiency to the upside, inefficiency to the downside. If you look over here, let's just say that we hadn't seen what happened past this candle here. You can see here's an inefficiency right here that was created, right? So there's inefficiency between those two wicks there. And then look at what happened. We came back and we repainted that inefficiency there, and we are no longer inefficient in that area. So that's what we're looking for in inefficiencies there. That's what we're looking for. Do Do you have any discount codes for Bookmap? We got that. Can you go over inefficiency? We got that. How do you mark the supply zones? I go over that in one of the webinars, but we're just looking at key levels where we had a lot of volume being transacted. There's a good way to look at it with the SVPHD. You can go through and see where volume is being conducted right here. We have a whole mess of volume down here at the 77s. We haven't broken that. So obviously 77s is a big key level. We've been tracking the 77 level for, I think, over a week now. We finally auctioned up to that area, and we're seeing that that is a nice strong level of support. You can see how much liquidity was garnered at that area. So if we break down below that liquidity, we're going to have a lot of stops being popped. It could be a liquidity grab down there, or it can be an actual move back down to probably 37.75. So we'll have to be watching for that today. Good chance we will go back and paint that inefficiency. If we paint that inefficiency, it becomes a big, strong area of support. Then we'll use that as a level of support, looking for that high encroachment above 108.75 there. Let's see here. Do you know what indicator in TradingView is closest to the Bookmap? No. There's nothing that it's a heat map chart. There's really nothing that comes close that you could get for TradingView. There'd be nothing that I could think that you could find there. Do you know what indicator in TV? No. Hit that like button. Yeah, folks, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure you smash that lucky like button. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe as well with your notifications turned on. We're trying to get to 5,000 subs here on the Market Clubhouse YouTube channel, and I do appreciate all of the support that we've had so far. Folks out there were subscribing like crazy these last 2 weeks, so I'd love to see if we can push us up over 5,000 before the new year. That'd be amazing. Let's see here. Take them as soon as you can if you are new, so you can feel good and that you can do it. What is that in relation to? Year-end window dressing by institutional buyers affect the futures market? It depends. I think we saw a lot of the positioning going off last week. I don't know if we'll see that into this week. I think if anything, Thursday, tomorrow is going to be a big tell for that because we have so much data, and a lot of these institutions will use data as an excuse to get a lot of liquidity into the market or pull a lot of liquidity from the market. So we'll keep an eye on volume there tomorrow, Trader Joe. Good morning, Brian. How long do you trade there every day? It depends. It really depends. It's all dependent on whether or not we have a really strong market. Some days we'll just go in there. We'll do a wrap session, kind of like I'm doing now, talking about, what's important for the market, go over any of the members' trades or anything like that. But for the most part, if there's a market to trade, we'll sit there and trade it until there's no longer a market to trade. That's really how it goes. I'm not going to force trades into the market. And if there's no opportunities in the market, then we're just pretty much done for the day until, later on there. Bathroom break alarm ringing in full force, but in this choppy short, oh no. Rips, I have a question. For 5 months of payouts on XFA, all are to my regular bank in Spain. I have a question if it's possible to pay out to a PayPal account would help a lot. I'm not sure about that. I'm not so sure if you get paid out to a PayPal account. You'd have to ask Top Step support for that. Come on, guys. The mark is fixing to start. Let's hit the like button. I love that. Hold on. What else am I missing here? Nat gas gaps a lot. Yeah, you can have gaps in natty gas in oil sometimes. Let's see here. I use Rhythmic C-Trader Pro plugin for NinjaTrader 8 and Bookmap on the same one account, and it works great. Yeah, I don't use RTrader at all. I don't use that at all. Everyone try Fair Value Gap by Nephew Sam. This will change your trading life. Thank you for that, KHA. Sorry, but where do I turn off plugin mode? There's two sections. One is in your NinjaTrader, one is in Bookmap, and it's in your account settings, in your connection settings there. Cute pets and animals. I think you're more talking fair value gaps, which are inefficiency imbalances. Yep, we went over that. Glad to see you again, teacher. Thank you. I learned a lot already from you, bud, especially those psychology tips that you share from time to time, our prices. Thank you, Ukondo. Thanks for being here. Omar, good morning, Ribs. Good morning there, Omar. How do you know if a fair value gap will hold or break? Well, you got to wait until it interacts with liquidity. Then you will pretty much see, you'll get that answer once it starts interacting with it. They're just good areas to be watching to then make up your trading decision based on other pieces of the contextual picture there. What are some of the benefits of joining the Market Clubhouse? As I said earlier, low latency live stream, you get the community, you get access to the webinars, and we allow you to try it out fully for 7 days for $7, just so you can see if it's a good fit for you. I think we have a fantastic, we have the best community out there, in my opinion. I think we have the best folks in there, and it's a lot of fun. And the zero latency live stream is why a lot of folks find benefit in it there. Do you use any beard oils? We're asking the real questions this morning. What's your mindset here, Ribs? Holding these highs but rejecting, not closing above overnight high. So again, we're kind of looking for two things here. We're looking to see, are we going to auction back down into this inefficiency? If we break through it, are we going to hold 77s? If we come back up to 108.25, which we're very close to, are we going to tap above that sweep liquidity and come back low? I think that, we have a lot of different opportunities here. If we're getting a break and a retest, we can go and target this 143 here to the top side. If we get a break up here and then a liquidity grab and then it flushes back down to this inefficiency, I will be judging it right here to see if we're actually going to skitter onto the downside. Looking for a test here lower to see if we break that. If we actually break that, looking for a drawdown to 37.75. And then the other scenario is, of course, a very washy market. We're coming up, grabbing liquidity, inefficiency, coming back up, grabbing liquidity, going back down, breaking inefficiency, holding 77s, coming back up. Market maker session like that. And that's kind of what we want to avoid if we're not making a market ourselves there. Let's see. ESYM are positioned for a sell-off. Let's see what happens. Do you consider gamma and gex in your trading? More so when I was trading options. It can be helpful to look for gamma areas, gamma exposure, and it can be helpful. It is just another piece to add to your contextual picture for trading here. We are about 5 minutes here from the open, folks. About 5 minutes. I'm going to do my first bathroom break, and we'll be back right before the open, folks. Make sure you're dropping a like on the video. Make sure you are subscribing, the notifications on, so we can hit 5,000 subs here on the Market Clubhouse YouTube channel. I'll be back here in just a couple minutes here. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We have about 2 minutes here until the market opens. So make sure you're calm, cool, and collected. Make sure you did hit that restroom break. We are trailing back down into this inefficiency here. So let's see if this actually holds. And see if we have any trades that we could take this morning here. Probably trade pretty light and buttery if we are going to take some trades here. But we are seeing a little flushacito down there. There's a big level here in the indices as well. We are seeing some big red candles coming out over at Apple and Microsoft here. So do want to see if this is actually going to hold up here. Big G-Ski holding one short from 99. Very, very nice. Rips. I love that, Dylan. Oh, man. Yeah, NAS just melted through the inefficiency, but we are at the lower end of it there. You can see we are kind of holding up for now. So, get my drawing tool off here. But yeah, we are kind of bouncing at the lower end of that inefficiency. So we have repaired the inefficiency there in the market there. Now, Microsoft did just sweep below there. SPY is at that very key level that if we do break down, we could see it, the market rolling over here. So we do have less than a minute here, less than a minute until the party starts. Let's see if we can get any fun trades going our way here this morning. How many monitors do you guys use? I posted that on my Instagram. I posted that on a story. We'll maybe post another one either today or tomorrow where we go over that. But yeah, I use 3 different monitors. I have 2 super ultra wides and a 34-inch over here that's in portrait mode. Here we go, folks. Good luck, everyone. 10 seconds until the party starts. 10 seconds, 10 seconds. Wow, big rip up there to the top side. Instant rip up there to the top side. Very thin market here. See if we do want to hold this at all. I'm watching here. Just whipping around here. Looking for this break above. Seeing some big, strong moves here to the upside. Apple is kind of waffling around. Very, very low liquid here. Nice push up to the top side here. Watching this pullback. I take a long here. Trying a long. We are bursting above that 108 and a quarter. I want to see if we can actually hold above that here. Big liquidity being swept to the top side. So watching this long. Adding to that there, going 3 lots. Beautiful move to the top side here. Gorgeous pull up to the top side. Taking off 2 into the ask. Moving my stop up to 116 now. Look at that sweep. Holy smoke. Look at that sweep. Right back down. That was a fast sweep there. So that's going to put us up on the day so far. $362. How about that? Look at that. Well, that was crazy. Anybody else catch that very quick move to the top side there? Holy smokes. Look at that. And look at that fair value gap. Look at that inefficiency. We touched the bottom of that. And by golly, we ripped it right to the top side. That was a fast move there. That was a very, very fast move. $1,500 in 3 seconds. Way to go there, Josh. That was wow, all done. Caught 1 lot for 110. Way to go, folks. If you caught that move, hold on. I got to do my social media thing in here. Let's see if I can do the social media thing here. Hold on. Let me get my Instagram primed and ready to go here. If you caught that move, go ahead and drop a W in the chat. If you caught that move here, that opening rip, go ahead and drop a W here in the chat. Let's just see. You folks are going to be live on Instagram here. If you caught that, just drop a W in the chat. Let's see how many folks here caught that here live on the stream. And what a move that was there. What a move. I love to see that, folks. Very, very nice. Good stuff there. All right, we're going to post that. Live on stream. There we go. And we'll post that there on the... There we go. Posting that on my Instagram there. Sweet Al got smoked. What happened there, Sweet Al? Fast market. OMG. Tops up X is laggy. Yeah, we are kind of just washing around here under that 108 now. So it is kind of just holding down here. What happened there, Sweet Al? Got smoked. I'm so sorry to hear that there. Big W's in the chat. Vibe Trade Channel missed it. It was a quick one. That was an insanely fast one there. Yeah, that was an insanely fast move there. Very, very wild there to the top. So, oh my goodness, I got to move my chart here. There we go. There's so that's where we took it. That's where we got our ad. That's where we got our ads right there. Pulled off 2 lots there to the top side, and then we got stopped out on the rest there. So overall, nice trade. but it's going to get a little bit rinsey, a little bit washy here, so we have to be careful. That bounced right off the small volume imbalance. Yeah, we were talking about that before that happened. Beautiful inefficiency that worked perfectly. That was smoke. I love that. Swept you for max loss. Oh my goodness. Are you trading here on Top Step? Or are you trading on did you have a stop loss in place? Very whippy open here. Very whippy open. If you're trading on Top Step, make sure that you're moving your stops when you're in the profit there. Luna's up $85. Way to go, Luna. Too slow, -3. Be careful if you're trading the open. It's going to move very quickly. Just be very careful if you're trading the open here. It can move very quickly. So we're just waiting for these orders to kind of go through the market right now and try to see if we have anything going off here. I have the Bookmap. I can show this full screen here. This is kind of where my eyes are watching everything. And you can see on this open here, look at this. That is a wild open. That's whipping all over the place there. That's whipping all over the place. Crazy move. Crazy move. So watching here, if we are going to hold the 108, Joel asks, should I press the throttle or W8 tomorrow? Wait tomorrow. Yeah, definitely. Definitely pump the brakes. I'd say pump the brakes. Just let's pump the brakes here. I got smoke courtesy of trying to find a trade group directly in Tradeovate for the first time, and extra confirmation screwed me on the entry and exit. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Luck. Sorry to hear that. If you miss the trade, just let it go. Just let it go. Don't try to chase. Just let it go. Let it go. You want to let those trades just go. Don't want to try to chase or get too crazy there. Short back down to 73s. I don't trust this short right now as long as we're holding above 108.25. And as bad as I want to jump in here long, we're just not seeing the confluence I want to see from Microsoft and Apple right now. Apple is just not doing the thing, not doing the thing that we want to see. And it's just not been behaving like we'd like to see in a market that I can confidently take here. We are seeing some bids going up here, up to that 120 area, seeing if we have any kind of pullback there. High time frame shows no signs of downside. Yeah, that's we have a blue sky here. We are looking for potentially tagging as high as 143.5 today, if not higher. SPY is just kind of waffling around here, so I want to wait until we have more market liquidity sort of painting the picture for us here. Yeah, Amazon very strong, as well as Tesla. Meta as well, very strong. But Microsoft, Google, Apple, Nvidia still haven't gotten they haven't received the memo yet. They haven't received the memo. Watched your stream for the first time a couple weeks ago and changed my way of trading the open completely. Finally stopped starting the day down. Nice. There you go, Braden. Way to go. Let it go. Yeah, exactly. Just like Elsa. Just let it go. Let it go. Should I press the throttle? I don't know. I don't think you should be pressing the throttle there. I would be very patient. Elias up $200. Braden up $4,000. Boy, you folks are killers in here. Thanks to everybody for the hug emoticon, but I don't feel anything. Learn to be an algorithm with a psychology webinar. There you go, Wozni. Very nice. Sack lunch clip.
That's what we call a sack
I got you, John.
lunch.
They're right there. That's our sack lunch for the day. Do you have a video where you explain how to trade the open? I don't. I could probably put one out, but I would just say, just tune into the streams and enjoy. Go back and watch the other live streams that we've had. Just tune in. Have a good time. It sounds like my daughter, that's her favorite song, Let It Rip. I love that, Let It Rip. OSD up $637. C18 up 340, going for 1K. Be careful trying to hit those round numbers. Just take what the market can give you, whatever it's going to be. Alfred's up 377 on the XFA. Nice work there, Alfred. Love to see that. Alfred, of course, was our contest winner in here for the free month of Clubhouse. And I'm still feeling that holiday cheer on my end. I think that we should give away some more months of Clubhouse this Friday. I think that we should give away, I don't know, maybe 3 free months of Clubhouse here on Friday. Sergio, you did 20%. I'm happy. Very nice. 20% is good. 20% is a very good opening trade there. 20% is nothing to shake a stick at. Clubhouse is a great resource. Thank you there, Alfred. Yeah, I think that we'll do a giveaway for 3 months of Clubhouse on 3 free months on Friday. So make sure you don't miss the Friday stream, and hopefully we have some beautiful liquidity to be trading there Great webinars. Thank you, Alfred. Appreciate you. So a 108.25, that's the level that we're watching here. Is this going to be the rejection that we're talking about here off the open? I'm going to stretch it down to the 3-minute here. You can see if we do actually break below that 108 and we retest it and we show some sellers, I would be interested in taking this short a little bit here, even though it would feel like you're running into a freight train, but we could have exhaustion out of Tesla and Amazon here. So just watching here, kind of just auctioning around that 108. Petite is up 150. Nice. Very nice. Very, very good here. For what it's worth, inside 15 minutes of open, high probability there will be a reversal on the look above a prior day highest, especially with a R1 pivot overhead. Thank you for that, Jared J. Jay Quinn says, I really enjoy being in the private Discord and a member of the Clubhouse. I've learned more in 6 months than in the last 5 years of trading. Wow, the community is active, intelligent, a lot of fun. Thank you, Jay Quinn. Very, very kind of you to say that. Jay Quinn, one of our OGs here in Clubhouse. Where we can find your learning videos. I have a webinar section in Clubhouse. Otherwise, just check out the free videos on YouTube or check out the past live streams. You can probably find a lot of good information, some good nuggets in there. Have some really good feedback about the live stream. So maybe check out those, any of the past live streams. They're all posted here with full transparency. All of the entries, all of the exits, all of the results, all the losing days too. Those are always going to be posted. There's no shying away from the realities of trading, which is losing. It's a big part of trading. Gonna have losing trades. It's gonna happen. Trying to train my default orders to be on the bid or ask instead of getting bad fills on the market. Yeah, you just do on Chart Trader doing sell market instead of sell market, sell bid, sell ask, buy bid, buy ask. Tesla's still pushing up very, very strong here. SPY is kind of just waffling about in this very tight area of liquidity here. So it's still a no trade for me. I'm watching volume, seeing if we have any kind of volume perking up. I believe we have, is it 10 a.m. data? Yeah, 10 a.m. is the first data piece that's important here. It's the Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index, but I don't expect it to move the NQ all that much, but it will be nice to see if we have some folks that are trying to stuff liquidity in some certain areas. Forgot I had an order pending on gold coin on GC Gold Futures, a short plus 200. Thought I had all orders canceled. Be very, very careful. Always make sure that you have your orders canceled. But thanks to those market gods, they bless you with a nice $200 winner there, David. Nice work. I love it. Nice work there on gold. Very good. So no follow-up trade for me just yet. Just kind of watching here at this 108 area. Very tight range. You know, if we're only making $362 on 3 contracts, the range is going to be very, very tight here. And that's the market we're in. You know, as bad as I want the market to do certain things, you got to respect the market that we're in and take what the market's trying to give you there. So we did retest a little bit at those 108s. I'm looking at potentially taking a short here at the lower end of this volume shelf. If we see sort of exhaustion out of Amazon or Google or even Tesla, it is just kind of holding these lows for now. So still no trade for me. So just keeping an eye on volume here. That data is not going to be out for another 19 minutes, so there's a good chance that we could kind of wash around until that data comes out. We are going back down towards that inefficiency range, potentially tagging the VWAP there at 94. Hundreds are holding for now. We have some bidders stepping up those hundreds. I'm sure traders are getting shaken out of this mess. Yeah, and that's why you just want to, we talked about this morning, you have the benefit as a trader to not swing at every single pitch that goes across the plate. You can't really say the same for if you're a baseball player, because if it's going to be a strike, you got to swing at it. And, you know, when it comes to trading, if it's going to be a strike, well, hey, whatever, you can miss a trade. There's no big deal. Obviously, you're going to miss out on implied, expected profits, EV, expected value. You're going to lose there. But, hey, you know, you're not losing actual capital. So just losing some time and you can go back and journal that trade. I am looking at potentially taking this short here as we are kind of retesting this 108 area and kind of flushing down. But we do see bidders at this psych level of 100 here for now. And this is a big pocket of liquidity that we're trading in the pre-market. We may just meander back down towards that Globex area around 77. So I'm looking here to see if we have anything I could potentially short into. NVIDIA is bouncing off the 50 EMA. SPY is still above VWAP here. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag. Not a lot of crazy confluence across the board. And volume is just getting tremendously low. What do you do to wake up for the markets? I'm in SoCal and sometimes it's rough getting ready for the markets early. Believe it or not, I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm on the left coast as well. So I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, but I go to bed super early. I go to bed at 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And so, yeah, for me, it's very easy for me to get up. Hey, good morning there, The Wiz. Good morning. Thank you so much for the well wishes. Got my stops too tight in this market. Up 2.8 should be done. I think, hey, I like that. I like that plan there. Hello, anyone home? Volume? I think he's talking about the the volume of the market, not the volume of the Discord. 3 a.m. for me is when I go to bed. Yeah, I mean, I used to be when I was running companies, I used to have a different schedule, but this trading schedule I prefer. I love being up early when it's still dark out and the crickets are still going off and the moon's bright in the sky and the stars are all out. I love it. It's beautiful. MC levels rule. Thank you, Jay Quinn. Love you. I'm just chilling and watching. Have to kill that FOMO. Well, hey, there's no better way to kill that FOMO than hanging out with your buddy here in the community and the great family that we've built here. No better way than hanging out. That's a great way to mute that FOMO here. Limit order place at 95 for a bounce off VWAP with a tight stop loss, 2 points below that open. I like that. Nice, very tight. It's going to make it or break it type of trade. I'm in Alaska. I have to get up so early and it's dark. Love the quiet though. Yeah, I love being out in nature. See, like Jay Alexander goes, it's the market. Yes, and have a Celsius. Exactly. Yeah, we're still getting after this wonderful watermelon Celsius here. There's actually somebody who reached out to me on the Instagram DMs yesterday. They're like, you know what? I have a friend or a brother who works at Pepsi and maybe they can help you out with a sponsorship from Celsius here. I was like, hey, I'm all for it. 945 liquidity injection coming in here at 108 and a quarter. Let's see here. Can we zoom in a little bit here? Get this a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. All right. So yeah, we are just kind of, you can see here, this is just kind of rinsing around here, keeping an eye on volume. Look at this. When you see volume declining like this, that should kind of be your hands-off thing. Because when we're in an open like this, when you're seeing, watch next week when we actually have liquidity hitting the market, you're not going to see volume steadily declining like this. Well, not steadily declining, but rapidly declining like this. You're not going to see that in an efficient market, especially off the open here. You're going to see a steady mix of volume. It's going to be holding and probably a little bit higher here, but holding, and then slightly declining as we get towards Euro close, which is at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time there. I'm so glad because I'm from Morocco and the market is open at 2:30. There you go. That's nice. Also, Dubai traders, they get to trade in the afternoon as well. I live in Rip's garage, so I'm usually awake in that 2, 3 when he starts howling at the moon. Yep, that's that is very accurate, extremely accurate there. It's not the coyotes, it's me. Got to be done at 2:32. Please, Rip, shut my platform down. Yeah, shut it down. Hey, shut it down. Just, there's nothing. This market is not going to provide the best opportunities. Obviously, there's a level of tradertainment that we're trying to provide here for everyone, but you can see here, I took that rip off the open and then it's like hands off. If I'm trading a one lot right now, what am I going to make? 60, 80 bucks, and that's being right on the ball there. Obviously, I'd love to see this break down. I'd love to see those hundreds give out, but there's a good chance there's one player that steps in. They say, hey, I like bidding under hundreds here. And then they can send it right back up, scare the other lighter volume providing algorithms. And then right up we go. And the short is negated. And yep, round and round we go, chasing our own tail. And then that 362 goes down to 320 to 300 to 250 to negative. And you're like, what did I do? Don't be that person. I wish to meet you one day. I will get vetted for you. Hey, maybe we'll have I think that there are going to be some meetups next year, which should be a lot of fun. 2024, I'm looking forward to. It's going to be an amazing, amazing year, especially in the futures space. So we are testing those hundreds again. As bad as I want to take this short, looking for confluence here across the board. We have a little bit of exhaustion in Tesla. I think I'm probably just going to wait those 10 extra minutes until we get that data out and see if they give us a little flush liquidity grab, and then maybe they show some bids and we can be one of those bidders there. Range bound day. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit on the open, right? We talked about this right before the open. What we were expecting was one of the scenarios comes down here, tags the bottom of that inefficiency, sweeps liquidity above 108, and then we come back down here and we do this. Remember, we talked about that. That is one of the scenarios that we have to be on guard for. And again, as bad as I want to short this thing, right? As bad as I want to short this thing because we're kind of at this level right here and take it down below this inefficiency, as bad as I want to short it, we're coming into that data right at 10 a.m. and it can be bad news bears for us because there's a good chance that there is a couple players that are seated right here in this inefficiency area and they're going to take it back up like they're doing right now. And you can see that happen in real time. So that's what we have to be on guard for. As bad as I want to short this thing, you do run the possibility that they're going to pull that liquidity and send it back up to the top side there. And it just makes it hard to trade. And what do you trade it with? 5 lots, 10 lots, 15 lots? Nah, that's too risky. And yeah, you can have a big trade on it, but by golly, you're really risky and gambly to get there. So We are seeing Tesla rolling over a touch, NVIDIA rolling over a touch as well. Google coming down. SPY still kind of at those upper ends there. So I just want to be patient and kind of wait for this Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index data out at 10 a.m. this morning. Let's see here. Come up to Canada. Hey, there we go. Didn't mean a question mark, sorry. Finally, we go down to 17,060 area first target. Yeah, my target's down here at 77 where we were kind of painting a lot of that liquidity there yesterday. But we're not giving out those hundreds just yet. It's a battle for those hundreds because it's such a low volume, such low liquidity. We're talking about like what's hitting the market here. Biggest, let's see, in the last, I'm watching here, any higher. I'm looking for a 10-second period here. This is another thing you want to track. It's a 6 lot. So in that 10-second period, we're talking about a 6 lot there. 10-second period, 6 lot. That's not a lot. That's not a lot of lots there. 6 lot is by no means a high liquidity environment there. Are you shorting under 17,090? It depends. I mean, if there's sweeping liquidity there and I see bids starting to firm up, then likely no. Full port 15 lots. Yeah, let's run it up. What do you mean exactly 2024 is going to be a great year, especially for futures traders trading? It's an election year, and it only comes in America once every 4 years, for now at least. But yeah, it's going to be an election year, and we do have some very interesting candidates that should stir some volatility. And as I'm talking here, we're kind of talking about, this is what I was saying, can't really short these hundreds because you're going to get these little bump ups right here, and this makes it for a very difficult trading environment. But yeah, 2024 is going to be exciting because we're in an election year. They are kind of pulling liquidity providers here right at 950. Interesting. They all sidestep the liquidity. I'm just watching here on Bookmap. But yeah, it's going to be great because we have some very vivacious candidates that are in the mix here. And that kind of geopolitical stuff can really spin up the markets and make things go haywire and crazy. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of volatility. I don't care if the market goes up or down, as long as it's not going sideways and doing this kind of low liquid garbage. As long as it's not doing this, there's a trade to be having. And just like the trade that we caught there off the open, you know, that was a nice resolution there to the top side. We caught a nice little bite of that. And that's what we look for in the market is moments of volatility where we can capitalize on that volatility and make a run for it. So that's what I'm looking for. And I think that 2024 will be providing a lot of those opportunities for us as traders. So definitely looking forward to it. Does Bookmap show bids and asks from the dome? Yes, it does. It shows a full depth of market. You can see over here, right here is the dome right there. That's the one. See a full depth of the market, which is very, very powerful as a trader. And it's very important as a futures trader to have that information. It's very, very good. The Dow is on the move. Thank you for that, D. James. Appreciate it. Extra trading day for leap year. Is it a leap year? Wow, I didn't even know that. Thank you, Doug, for that. Switched from NQ to MNQ after reaching plus 820 today. Hey, Larry, give it up for Larry to minimize the risk of losing gains and finish plus 868 in the profit. Traded 100 psych level and the open sim 101 account. Nice work there, Larry. Way to go. Which time frame am I using, Ronnie? Good to see you. Good morning. Usually trading off the 15-minute, but this is the 30-second chart, so you can see exactly all of my executions. And, you know, sometimes they're very quick executions. Entry right there, add right there, first out, 2 out right there, and then stopped out right there. And if we had this on, let's just say, a 15-minute chart, there's really, it's harder for you to see, given that, you know, most of the trades were happening in one single candle, but it's very hard to kind of see. So that's why we have the 30-second chart here on NinjaTrader for you folks to see. But this is not what I trade off of. Let's see here. How long are you in trade? I've been trading for a decade here. Started trading in 2013. Up 480, getting chopped up, done. Nice work there, Zoom. Way to go. Way to go, way to go. Rips, when is your giveaway? I won't be on long Friday as I have a bunch of family coming down. I can't trade. I can trade, but not all morning. We'll probably do it before 9 a.m. We'll shoot for before 9 a.m. or right around 9 a.m., right before the market opens. That's what we'll shoot for the giveaway on Friday there. What do you think of Thomas Wade scalping, sir? I've not heard of that one before. Not familiar with that one. Friday. It's going to be on Friday. Sorry, did I say Thursday? I'm all over the place. Yeah, Friday. Friday's going to be the giveaway. So it'll take me 10 years to be great. Hey, everybody's different. Maybe it takes you 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, 20 years. Everybody's different, you know. That's the beauty of trading, is that everybody interprets trading differently. Everybody's at a different stage in their journey. And, you know, trading is just one of those beautiful things where it's going to take you a long time to get there. But once you get there, it's going to be an amazing feeling. Up 140, but trying to get this combine pass. No, don't have that mindset, please. That is not the right mindset to have. That's not the right mindset to have. Good luck. I'll close my XFA up 232. Low volume, don't want to risk it. Nice work there, Grateful Trader. We have news coming out here in 6.5 minutes, so we'll be watching for that. See if there's any additional trades that we want to take, and if not, hey, it's holiday. It's the holiday hours, holiday week. If we end the day up $362, hey, that's the way it goes. It's a lot better than ending the day down, right? Profit's profit. And it's, that's another thing that newer traders often get wrong. They look at, I only made $100 today, or I only made $50 today. Well, who's in the better shoes there? The trader that went for it and risked a lot and they're down $3,000 on the day, or you that made $20 on the day? Obviously, it's you. And for some reason, it's one of those things that our brains are wired that way with the large numbers. And you think like, oh, well, the trader that lost $2,000 or $3,000, they were going for it, so they had more potential upside. My measly $20 that I made, it's not worth it. No, you made $3,020 more than they did. So yeah, you ought to think about it that way. Yo, Rip, do you still offer mentoring? Well, if you're in the Clubhouse, I don't charge anything extra for mentoring. You have access to me one-on-one if you're in the Clubhouse, and I try to make time for anybody who asks. So I don't have any paid mentorship programs. If you're getting messages about paid mentorships, it's not me. I don't offer any paid mentorships. The only thing I offer that I have for paid is the private Discord, the Clubhouse, the Market Clubhouse Discord. That's it. It's the only thing that I offer that's paid. Outside of that, and it's only for people who want to do it. I don't promise that you're going to come into the Clubhouse and all of a sudden you're going to learn all the secrets of how to trade. It's a great community, zero latency live streaming. You get access to the webinars, you get access to me. And if you find value in that, great. I don't make any promises that you're going to come in and all of a sudden you're going to learn how to trade, but we have an amazing community. The zero latency live stream is awesome. A lot of cool benefits in there. And if you want to try it out, here, I'll drop the link here. If you want to try it out, it's up to you. Totally up to you. I make no guarantees, no promises. It's just a cool place to come hang out. That's why I call it the Clubhouse. It's like any clubhouse that you'd go to. It's the Clubhouse. You come hang out in the Clubhouse, meet some new friends, meet some trading buddies, check out the webinars, and that's why you try it out for 7 days. See if it's a good fit for you. Jay Alexander says, don't throw any extra work on your desk for next year by doing something undisciplined on a day like today or a week like this week. Amen. Well said there, Jay Alexander. Well said. What are you watching on the underlying stocks such as Apple, charts, or quotes? I'm looking at charts there, Eric. You can also bring up the level twos, but it can be a lot to handle when you're getting to that level there. So I would say just watching the charts there. Hey, first time here. Are you related to Clay Trader? I am not. I am not at all. Rivers is one of the only top shelf traders offering a trial period to take advantage of it. Thank you, Jay Quinn. So kind this morning. I really appreciate it. Really kind words. Really, really appreciate it. Rivers been watching a few days now. Great room and parking is free. There you go. Yeah, I mean, if you want to check it out. If not, hey, hang out in the live stream. Get some benefit from the live stream and see if, hang out with the community we have here on YouTube. I'm sitting here and would be more than happy to close shop if the market does not react to this print. Hey, there you go. Hey, exactly what we're talking about. You're the guy that we're talking about here. It's like, would you rather be down $3,000 or up that amount, Obviously, you don't want to be the guy who's down 3,000. It's very easy to give money to the market. Very difficult to pull money out of the market. The moment you put on the trade, you're already in the red because of your fees, right? You got to think about it that way. Unless the market goes immediately resolving in your favor, you're already in the red there. So think about it that way. We are pushing up here. We have 3 minutes now. 3 minutes till that data comes out. We'll go back over to the trading view here. We're on the 3 minute over here. You can see here volume is declined significantly, so we'll see if we have an uptick in volume. We probably will on that print. Obviously, we have some liquidity providers that are going to come online at 10 a.m. They will sidestep the liquidity initially, but they should come on, but then we should see a little bit of fade in that liquidity. So we'll see if there's an opportunity for us to trade here. Currently auctioning above that 108 and a quarter. Apple still very rinsy, very washy alongside Microsoft. The reason why I mention those often is because Microsoft's number 2 weight of the S&P and the NAS, and Apple's number 1 weight of the NAS and the S&P 500. Also says you can really see the low volume on Bookmap keeps you from trading when we're in this chop sideways garbage. Yep, exactly right. J. Alexander says liquidity sitting at 120 through 2022, through 120 to 22 that they might want to swipe, perhaps even up to 130. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get all the way up to 143 unless we have some crazy buy program that comes in and they start popping stops like crazy. Chess Trader says, if I'm being honest, Rips is one of the most honest men in the space. Hey, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Got to try Tick Strike Rips Audible order books in all FANG stocks and indices. Game changer. Yeah, I've seen that before, and I've heard some people that I've actually heard it. I don't know. Everybody's different, right? I may try that at some point. But thank you for the recommendation there. Hard right edge trading. Thank you. Remember, if we overtrade today and get back profits just to hit a goal, we can create bad habits for tomorrow. Create holes we can't get out of. Take each trade one trade at a time. Very, very good advice there. Very, very good. Next to Clubhouse, best money I spent. Isn't it great? Yeah, today's your first day using Bookmap, full-fledged Bookmap there, Austin, right? So we are perking up here, getting a little buy side going. Pre-print, we are 1 minute, 30 seconds out from this print. First day using the Bookmap. Yeah, that's awesome. Love that. Welcome to the cheat code. I love that. Sorry on spam. Typo? No, not spamming at all. I'd like to see ES break through this 48.29 level and squeeze so NQ follows. Let's see here. Yeah, we are getting a little bit of squeeze here. A little bit of squeeze. Back up to the top side. The high of day right now is at 21 3/4. So we're touching up towards that high of day here. Finally out of my stupid trade, up 660. Nice work there, Ruski. Hey, good read on the market there. If you're up $660, great read. Back to break even after chasing that opening rip up there. Nice work, Avery. Way to turn it around. Probably a good time to lock it up, but let's see how this print is received in the market here. Let's see. Going back over to Ninja Trader in case we take a trade here. Hide the total P&L so we can see live P&L if we're going to take a trade. But let's see. Minus 11, they released it early. Minus 3 was expected. So, I mean, that is somewhat good for inflation, but let's see if we're going to retake these 20s here. A little bit of liquidity coming in, stepping in ever so slightly. I think 10 a.m. now we're going to see those machines turning on here in about 20 seconds. So, watching here. What is the discount on Bookmap? Do we get 20% off the 30%? Yeah, MC20 is the code. You pop that in, you'll get even more of a discount there, Grateful Trader. MC20. You got to make sure you enter in the coupon code there. But we also have, if you go into member deals as well, there's also right here. There's all the links and everything. All right, coming back down here, a little wash up from those 20s, coming back down. Apple's kind of slightly coming back down. Google's actually giving back some gains today. Google's been due for a little bit of a slight pullback here. Coming back down to those 109s. Let's see if we tag 108.25 here. Find any kind of bounce at all. Able to hold on practice accounts way longer, but never can't be that patient with XFA. Try to do what we're talking about this morning here, highlight time. Try to do what we're talking about where you challenge the market to come and stop you out here. So volume still somewhat low here. I'm seeing if we have anything coming in here. Yep, the Richmond Fed came in negative 11. The expectation was negative 3. Thank you for that there, Carl. So 120s here, pushing up towards the 120s again. Seeing if we're doing this with any kind of volume that makes sense to take a trade here. There's that burst above. So we just smacked those stop losses up at the high day there. But I'm not seeing anything that's going to support this speed or continuation right now. Just looking across the board. Microsoft firming up a little bit. Not seeing anything that would suggest that we're going to have a continuation. Nvidia's kind of weak here as well. Amazon slightly ticking up here. Google is still fading. If Apple can kind of find a bid here at 192.5, we could find an excuse to find a long here. But again, low liquidity. That was a pop in liquidity was just those stops being popped above the high of day, and we're coming right back down. So yeah, I didn't see anything across the board that's talking about that we're going to support that move. And once we pop those stops, so maybe could have found a scalp short, but either way, not really feeling it. Yep. So looking like, it's kind of rinsey, kind of washy here. Apple coming right back down. Google is tremendously weak today. Google might find below 140 today, actually, which would be interesting. And there's a flush back down there. All righty, folks. Well, I'm thinking about, we've been streaming here for, what has it been? Almost 2 hours. Coming back down here, there's the 109 again, 108.25. Yeah, this is why I said, I don't see that we're going to have a continuation off that move there. And there we go, sweeping right back down. Like I said, could have scalped it short, but not really feeling that. Maybe could have found a $300 trade there, but the risk of giving back my profits on the day were up $362. Not really inviting. There's going to be better liquidity environments to trade on here. So yeah, you see that very rinsey, very washy. Kind of have to be very scalpy both sides. So I think that's going to do it for me here, folks. Scalp the high touch short. Thanks for, hey, nice. Somebody got it there. Hey, congratulations there, Joe. I do use the Delta. Yeah, Delta's very important. We'll go over that on the stream tomorrow if you're here. So yeah, that's going to lock it up for me here on YouTube. Up $362, which is nice on a modestly low volume day. I had a lot of fun speaking psychology with you folks here. And remember, it's all about stacking those bricks, hitting those base hits. It's not about swinging for the fences. This is a long-term journey. And, if you're swinging for the fences all the time, your luck will eventually run out. As you can see with other folks out there that are trying that strategy, it's just not a long-term strategy. It's just not going to work. So you have to temper your expectations. So we did just take those, what was that? Just one trade this morning. That was one trade. And just, because we like to have transparency in here in the stream that was right there off of my Express Funded account. You can see right there above my head, $362 in the profit. There's the top step over there, Express Funded account, $362 in the profit. So always want to be transparent in here, which, you just don't see a lot of in this industry. So want to continue to be transparent for you folks so that you can learn from somebody who's actually doing this stuff, and not showing you P&Ls from practice accounts and things like that. So, all righty, folks, really appreciate your time here. Thank you for sharing your morning with me. I will catch you guys in the Discord right now, do a little wrap session. I don't know if we'll find a trade. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll get some market moving news that'll come in, but we'll hang out for a little bit here in the Discord. And I'll see you folks here on YouTube bright and early tomorrow, 8 a.m. sharp Eastern time. Make sure on your way out, you drop a like on the video. Make sure you are subscribed, of course, with your notifications turned on so you can be notified anytime we're going live here. And just remember, if you're having trouble in this low liquidity environment, it's going to get better. I promise you it's going to get way better in the coming weeks. So prepare yourself and just take a breather, relax. It'll be here. All right, folks. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow at 8 a.m. And Discord folks, don't go anywhere.